New York without Josh Harden this game, still waiting on Mitchell Robinson as Mobley contact. 17 for Evan Mobley. Cavs have been so good in this building this year, too. 25-4. Anunoby lines it up. Can't hit. Rebound, Mobley.
We talked about it just being pretty basketball. It flows.
Yeah.
There's not a lot.
Right, the hallmark of the Knicks this season has been their offense.
Yes.
That's really where their success has come from. They're 13th in offensive
defense, but even in the quarter court, just not allowing it to be so easy.
Donovan Mitchell able to pick the pocket of Anunoby. Here's Mobley through the lane. Can't lay it in as Towns provided just enough resistance on that attempt. Here's Brunson whirling it up and off. Towns lost it. Mitchell has it. Dashing ahead with Garland. Mobley trailing. Mitchell can't finish it, and it's out of it on running clock here in the second.
It's a challenge when you're up.
Yeah.
To stay locked in, and I think that's the message probably at this first time out when it comes. Stay locked in. Let's do what we need to do.
Denied by Mobley. Achua able to flip it in, though, before the shot clock expired. Here's Garland picking it out. Mitchell, catch and shoot three is good.
Jared Allen, you've got a big on the perimeter, and they set that little pin-in screen for a wide-open three. Those are some of the things that don't show up in the stat sheet that bring value, that Jared Allen does.
Yeah. Kenny Atkinson talked a lot about that, too. Running 4 for 1, and like that commitment mentally as a team to do all the little things that help get your teammates open. Yep.
All the guards talking about how that was drilled into them to get to the corners.
Garland, little push off, leaves it short. Allen tips it alive just for a moment. Here comes Bridges. Pull up mid-range is good. Knicks 0-5 this season against the Cavs, Celtics, and Thunder. Served up lob.
I mean, they're just running free. I mean, those big guys are just running free. Every time there's dribble penetration, the big is engaged just a little bit, and you throw it up for them.
Towns with the hammer. Really, Max Strus as Hunter nails another three. Wow, he has come out shooting now 3 for 3 from 3 in this game. But you called it early with Max Strus, those first few possessions, Steph. He is season high 8 assists now in this game. As a great night for a little more in the Cavs' new acquisition. Let's check in with Cassidy Hubbard.
Yeah, it's believed that the East League Cavs felt that DeAndre Hunter was a missing piece for them, and a reason they pursued him at the trade deadline. Always good. It's always good.
Coming back from halftime, they were definitely full, right?
Yeah. So to Cassidy's point, though, that relationship between Ty Jerome and
already within a system, and then not to mention that you're the missing piece, the one that can get us over the hump. And you look at his frame, Boston do. They try to get you in switches. They try to exploit mismatches. He's another guy on the floor, 3s for 3s, and he can stretch the floor offensively from the three-point line.
Seeing it tonight, going 3 for 3 from downtown. Cavs are 11 for 20. All right, Cass, the spillage is taken care of. I know you can add a little bit more as well.
Yeah, and another bond that he's looking as he feels Evan will only help his defensive prowess, telling me I didn't really have a presence like that before, saying the coaches keep telling him to get used to having someone back there that has perimeter. And guys, I think that's the overall hope with his addition, especially in today's 3-launching league.
Yeah. And you know what, Cass? He's going to want us to continue to talk about him. He's going to keep shooting like this as we are. Just launching, no hesitation. Now 4 for 4 from 3. Towns dumps it in. Anunoby, good position. Donovan Mitchell has checked out for the Cavs. Here's Strus, catch, fire. Back iron it off. Brunson on the run. Brunson, little Euro, banked it up too strong, and a loose ball foul. There's a massive difference in the way these two teams have gone about their minute allocation for their starters this season. The Cavs have really spread things out. As Mobley you look at the Cavs starters, and Donovan Mitchell leads the way at 31 minutes per. Darius Garland's at 30. No one else is at 30 in that starting lineup. Evan Mobley just at around 30. The Knicks, meanwhile, Jalen Brunson, 35. Bridges leads the league 38 minutes. Anunoby, does that rest the Cavs have gotten, does it help them in the playoffs? As Jerome hits, play them then when you're going to be playing 44, 45 minutes in a playoff game come May.
Well, throughout the course of a series, you would think that the deeper the series goes, the efficiency throughout the course of,
3:16 to go in the third. Brunson, pull up from the elbow is 22. Brunson playing in his 200th game as a Knick. And 106-73. Cavs in front. Cavs now 14 for 24 from three. Ooh, Achua, nice little hezzy, and then the finish. A nifty highlight from Precious Achua in the midst of a 30-point game. And Garland returning the favor, but then blew the bunny. Merrill able to save it, though. Jerome shovels to the corner. Garland off on his three. Bridges, short.
Less than 3 minutes to play, third quarter.
Here's Jerome. Garland had been 1 for 10 from the floor. Before that, Fillet. Really the only Cav who has struggled shooting today. In fact, he's the only Cav that's sub 50%. Hope for Cavs and Jared Allen's sake that the injury is not significant, thanks to the update cast. And that's been something the Cavs have had this year that they did not have last year. That's health with their key players. So many of their... And that's going the other way as the Cavs turn it over. When that clock just went back to 5:15 rather than 51 seconds. Steph, I know it's a 30-point game. I didn't think it was moving that slowly. 36-4, Cavs bench the advantage over the Knicks as Brunson hits again. 26 for Jalen Brunson, right on his season average. Donovan Mitchell not worried about hastily getting into a 2-for-1 here. Jerome, off one leg, floats it in. 13 for Ty Jerome. And now the clock is reset. Shot clock turned off. Bridges fading away. Can't finish it. Knocked out of bounds. Brunson gets it in. Bridges unable to hit.
In this tournament, Kenny Atkinson told us it was so beautiful just to have the whole Cavs organization represented there. He told us Dan Gilbert pulled out all the stops for the group. Kenny was able to bring 14.
And really cool to see the way Kenny's entire family got to enjoy the weekend as Wade. Really interesting journey for Kenny Atkinson back to this head coaching position too, where it looked like a couple years ago he was going to take Charlotte, doesn't, ends up here, and it's the NBA app. The Knicks, big game against the Celtics coming up on Sunday. They've struggled this season against Boston. Now that 3 makes it a 36-point game, but they were just down 39, which was the Knicks' largest deficit since 2019. The final game under David Fizdale. So this is the largest deficit they have faced with Tom Thibodeau as their head coach. Steph, just how about the idea of the Knicks, who've been outstanding this season, but have struggled against the tippy tie, and then going into another big test against Boston, who has thumped them in each of their first 2 meetings.
I mean, I think you see it in the numbers. New York is an outstanding offensive team. They're efficient. They've got great weapons. They might not have the depth of some of these other teams that we're talking about, but they've got to be better on the defensive end of the floor. And that's been a staple of Tom Thibodeau teams throughout the course of his coaching career. And I had them earlier in the season and just talking about that. And as the league changes and as players get better and as quality shots more difficult for your opponent, good offense is always going to beat good defense, right? But it can't be this easy.
Yeah. Where the Cavs are shooting 62% tonight. Have gotten whatever they've wanted as Shanches.
But the conversations, of the Knicks being that next
night. Nice little take in from Porter.
Kenny Atkinson also talking about relying on that time in Golden State with Steve Kerr when it comes to rotations, depth, matchups, substitution patterns, and all of those things, and having those conversations with his staff. And Steve Kerr always having those conversations when Kenny Atkinson was on his staff.
13 guys. And how can we accept that? Minnesota-Houston coming up next in the second game of our doubleheader.
But I can tell you this, Ryan, you never hear anybody that played for a team that won championships that didn't talk about
the team that lifted that banner, who could talk about that in 2016. One of them on the floor right now, Tristan Thompson. Always be beloved by this fan base for his critical role. Honestly, don't normally get run. I mean, how keenly do you watch those players who...
I mean, when you're in the ball game, particularly right now, you think about New York and the injuries that they've had, and guys happen to come in and play no matter what. And for Cleveland, you're looking to crack the rotation. And if you're not ready when you get that opportunity, you probably won't get it again.
Here's Thompson. Handing it off to Porter. Porter behind the back. Porter fading away, gets denied by Wright, and then saved back into his arms. Still on Wright. Knicks acquired at the deadline as Shamet can't hit the 3. Tyson's floater, last year's draft. Attended 3 different colleges, Texas, Texas Tech, and Cal. Will take the 3 and knock it down. This year, Tom Thibodeau has loved the energy he has brought, also the pace he has brought to the Knicks' second unit. Is that saved? Cavs able to maintain possession, though. 5 minutes to go in this fourth. Both benches are emptied. Here comes Wright. Wright, Euros, drops it in. Shamet kicks it out. Catch and shoot 3 off the mark. Going to DA on Porter. Tomlin will fling it up there. Cavs 18 for 34 from 3 tonight. You talked about it earlier, Steph. Number 1 in the NBA, 39% from 3 as a team. And then the key ingredients, finding a way for all 4 of their core 4 to be at their best while sharing the floor together.
And being able to play in different types of lineups. And we saw that even here tonight with Dean Wade. Yeah. Making his way back. Then you can play.
Kenny Atkinson loves playing Dean Wade at the 5.
And then you spread the floor in a different way. You attack in a different way, where Jared Allen is a diving, rolling big.
Dadier
to match the high-powered offense point line, because you cannot afford to trade their threes for your twos.
Tyson dumps it down, and from Tomlin. 134-98, Cavs in front. Matt Ryan's little push shot is off. Thompson the rebound. Cavs came out scorching hot in this. Okoro, bank shot, off. Good battle on the glass, and Tomlin. Basketball standpoint, you hope this is something he gets past and can resume his incredible ascent next season.
No question about it. Certainly it's a scary issue to be dealing with, and wish him the best. And for Dallas, every center that they have right now is out with injury.
And I know it was only 3 quarters, but Anthony Davis was unreal in his debut.
He certainly was. And Anthony Davis would just give them, and will give them, just a different look than they've had. Of course, you know, above the rim guy, and Daniel Gafford came in a season ago and was instrumental in that.
For the organization, it's been steady progress over the last few years, but struggles tonight in Cleveland, with the Cavs leading by 41. Thompson, little hook, crowd wanted it, didn't get it. Porter giving it up. Tyson can't knock it down. Coming on a final minute to go in this fourth. A reminder, Minnesota and Houston coming up next. And a reminder, when you're not hearing Steph on NBA or women's college WNBA games, coaching the Indiana Fever this summer. I have a feeling you'll be on our ESPN ABC schedule once or twice.
Maybe a game or two. I anticipate we see you very early in the season.
I would think so. Shot clock at 3. Tomlin lets it fly. Can't hit. 142 points for the Cavs tonight. Shoot it at 61%.
Pure domination from the opening tip. Just a clinic offensively.
At 3 with their best shooting game of the season.